Assalamualaikum and good morning. So could somebody please recite the doa? Okay, somebody please recite the doa.
Assalamualaikum Doktor.
Okay, okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, bukakanlah ke atas kami hikmahmu dan limpahilah ke atas kami khazanah rahmatmu. Tambahkanlah ilmu kami dan luaskanlah kefahaman kami. Wahai Tuhan yang Maha Pemurah lagi Maha Penyayang. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya kami berlindung denganmu daripada ilmu yang tidak memberi manfaat, doa yang tidak dimakbulkan, hati yang tidak tunduk, dan nafsu yang tidak terpuaskan. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, lapangkanlah dada kami, mudahkanlah segala urusan kami, dan lepaskanlah simpulan lidah kami, agar mereka mengerti perkataan kami. Maha suci Engkau. Tidak ada yang kami ketahui selain daripada apa yang telah Engkau ajarkan kepada kami. Sesungguhnya Engkaulah yang Maha mengetahui lagi Maha bijaksana. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin ya rabbal alamin.
Terima kasih, Syakir. Okay, Allah, kita share. Okay, as usual, 3 quotation. Any takers? Okay, anybody?
I want to take the first quote, Doctor.
Nasrin the first, okay. Okay, siapa?
Vivian, I'll take the third quote.
Vivian, third one.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the second quote.
Okay, Abdullah, second quote. Okay, go ahead, Nasrin.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, so the first quote is start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. From my understanding about this quote, if you want to reach a destination, sometimes the path you don't see your path, but you can see the next step. So in order to reach your destination, just proceed to your next step, and after a while, you'll see that each steps that you take leads you into doing something that you thought was impossible. Okay, that's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Nasrin. Okay, next, Abdullah.
Okay, Doctor. So my quote is by William Shakespeare, as written. So it says, "We know what we are, but know not what we may be." And what I think this quote is trying to say is that we do not know what the future holds. So at a point in time, we may see ourselves to be something not where we are supposed to be. Like we haven't reached a goal, or our personality is not what we want it to be, or where we are in life, we feel like, we're not there yet. Okay, and the thing is, that's true because at this moment, we only know what we can do, but in the future, we don't know what we are going to be. So it just gives us like I think the quote is trying to tell us to always keep a positive mind and have an optimistic mindset for the future, because we never know what the future holds. Only God knows, and good things can always happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abdullah. Okay, Vivian.
What, in my point of view, if we as a person try to help everyone, we can do that. But if everyone works together, like they do things together to help somebody, that is possible. That's it. That's
Okay.
my understanding. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the first one, of course, Nasrin already explained well, and even the second one, Abdullah also explained well. Okay, so the in our life, okay, in our life, always, okay, always in our life when we list things that we need to do, we want to do, list them in order of priority. We start with necessary thing, what we need to do. Okay, we have to do it, and then start doing it. Okay, and then do whatever else we can after we finish all the necessary things that we need to finish. Okay, and then finally, when you keep on going without you realizing it, you'll do something impossible. Okay? Because just read the word impossible as I am possible, not impossible. Okay, so meaning that you can do it. Okay, inshallah. Actually, if we work hard, inshallah, okay, everybody will achieve what they want in their life. But the key word is you have to work for it. Okay, nothing will come roll down to you. Okay, and then the second one, Shakespeare. Okay, and always Shakespeare's, the word is a little bit tingle here over there. Okay, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. Okay, in other words, we know who we are right now, but we did not know. Even for tomorrow, we don't know who we're going to be tomorrow. Okay, and of course, for example, you are right now at 20s. Okay, you did not know what you're going to be in the 50s. Maybe by that time you're a billionaire. Who knows? Okay, but still aim for sky. Okay, because if you fall, you still have the cloud to hang on. So aim high and always think positive. Like Abdullah said, think positive. Okay, you did not know, maybe somebody that you see today, okay, is a loser, so-called loser, because normally people, okay, will easily take loser to somebody else, okay, not to themselves. They take loser, but maybe in the future when you find that person, maybe you are the loser, but he is not the loser. So always think positive and always give hope, not just to yourself, but to others. Okay, because that's lead to the third one. We cannot help everyone, but everyone can help someone. Of course, we have limited ability. We cannot help everyone, but if we pool our sources, we pool our energy, we pool whatever we have together in a group, in a team, okay, working together, we can help someone. Okay, you are not able to help everyone. You may help the people close to you, okay, but if you are in a team, in a group, you can help someone, and most of people will benefit from group or teamwork. Okay, that is why we need to be in a social, not to live like by ourselves in the jungle. Okay, try to be social with person, know them, and then when we have something good that the group want or the society want to do, go ahead and join them. Okay, because we can help, because when we do it together, it will be much lighter than doing it by ourselves. Okay, so thank you, Abdullah, Nasrin, and Vivian. My mouse is not working well. Okay, we already finished chapter 3, and last time I leave you with the one example for you to do. Okay, and okay, let me give another exercise for you. Let me find that. Okay, I'll leave you with another exercise to do. Okay, from chapter 3. I believe I did not give this yet to you. Okay, Wong, could you please, Wong, snap and share in the forum later? Is Wong here?
Doctor, yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I will share in the forum later.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Wong. Okay, now. Okay, let's go through this question. Okay, this the table below give you the flow and saturation, flow. Okay, so it's already give to you the flow and the saturation flow, meaning that you don't have to find the S prime anymore. Okay, for all approaches. Okay, in doesn't matter PCU or vehicle, because in our new ATJ we are looking at vehicle per hour. The influence of heavy vehicle and turning movement and all other factors has already been considered, okay, in calculating this saturation flow. So you don't need to do all those S prime equal to S naught multiplied by N multiplied by LG, LA, LW, all those things, okay, FLT and so on. Okay, you don't need to do that anymore. All approach consists of one exclusive right turn lane, one exclusive straight through, and one straight through and left turn. Okay, mix. Okay, like the one that's shown here. Okay, right turn, straight through and left turn. They're sharing the last lane. Okay, the most leftmost lane. Okay, now these are the lane volume. Okay, the flow on each lane individual. Okay, this is what you need to do when you want to design the traffic light according to ATJ 1387 revision 2017. You need to determine or not determine, you need to observe or calculate or collect the data of each lane. Okay, not just the data for each lane, you need to collect the data, the classified data, meaning that the vehicle type, cars, motorcycle, lorry, and so on. And you also need to observe the movement for that particular lane. Okay, for example, the one in front of Jasco, okay, just at the overhead bridge, okay. If you are from UTM, you'll see that the rightmost lane gonna be for U-turn and right turn. Okay, the second the middle lane gonna be for right turn, and some did use for straight through. Okay, it is not illegal to do the straight through on that one, but you just have to wait for the traffic light. And the leftmost lane does not go through traffic light, so it will not be considered in our calculation. Okay, and if you are from Taman Yu going to UTM, you'll see that the leftmost lane is just for left turners. Okay, and then the second lane gonna be for straight through only. Okay, and the rightmost lane gonna be for straight through and U-turn. So you have to identify the movement and the classified count. Okay, in this case, it was given to you all these things. Okay, and then the saturation flow. What you need to do is just, actually this is a very simple question. Okay, for you to determine what is Y. Okay, so assuming this is the 4 phase, because it's not given to us what phase, but as we look at the right turn, all the right turns are more than than 100. So if it is more than 100, meaning that we need to provide a separate right turn phase. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to calculate the y. You calculate this y1, y2, y3 here. Okay, for north, and then you determine the highest y. That is your y north. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3 here. You got another y, 3 y's here, and then that is your y south. And then for west, do the same thing, and for east, do the same thing, and then you will end up with 4 y's. Okay, and then 4 y's, and then you after that you can continue to calculate the green time and so on to get your timing diagram. Okay, that's for chapter 3. Another question for you to try on. Okay, now let's go with our final chapter, chapter 4. Okay, and be ready because we already finished chapter 3. We're gonna have the test in a short while. Don't worry. I believe soon we're gonna have test 2 sooner. So just be ready with your review on chapter 2 and chapter 3, because that test 2 will cover chapter 2 and chapter 3. And then I believe we only have do we have 4 weeks or 5 weeks left? How many weeks do we have left? How many weeks do we have left?
About 4 weeks left.
4 weeks, including this one?
Not include this one.
Oh, so 5 weeks left with this one?
Yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you, Kelvin. Okay, now let's look at chapter 4, which is geometric design. Okay. Very nice view of this road. Actually, this is the road that are involved in doing the quality tests for the material for this pavement. Okay, this road is in Kulai, connecting to Bandar Tenggara, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we're gonna Allah Akbar Kabira. We're gonna use Arahan Teknik Jalan 886 revision 2015. Okay, and this RIM GL2 2002 is actually the one that being referred by ATJ 886, because we did this RIM GL first, okay, and then after that we published Arahan Teknik Jalan 886. So as for now, we are using Arahan Teknik Jalan 886 pindaan 2015. Okay, so we no longer use that's been superseded by Arahan Teknik Jalan. Okay, the outline for this chapter, we're going to look a little bit on introduction, and then the road classification and the design standard that we have in Malaysia. Okay, and then the design control and criteria for our geometry, and then the element of design. Okay, this is the calculation part. Okay, and then a little bit on the cross-section element. Okay, bear in mind, you are going to use this in your IDP2 later. Okay, so for IDP2, chapter 3 and chapter 4 will be applicable, especially chapter 4. Okay, because you're going to, in IDP2, it will involve, in fact, a little bit of chapter 1. Okay, it will involve using the RTVM. Okay, because you will be given a project. I believe right now you are taking IDP1, isn't it? Am I correct?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which area do you have now, Calvin?
We have erosion,
No, no, I mean the project, the location of the project.
Oh,
Wangsa.
Putri Wangsa. How large is the area? How many hectare? You don't know how many hectare? Where is Putri Wangsa actually? Where is Putri Wangsa located?
The area is 49.53 hectare.
Wow, that's very big. Where is Putra Wangsa?
Putri Wangsa tu Johor.
Ya, kat mana?
Johor Bahru.
Johor Bahru.
Taman Putri Wangsa Johor Bahru.
Taman-taman dekat situ? The closest residential estate?
I'll Google.
Now, in your map, normally they give the key point, key location.
Sir,
Ah.
yeah, the closest estate is Taman Datuk Celam, and also another one is Ulu Tiram.
Oh, it's somewhere in Ulu Tiram. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, if that's the case, and I believe, okay, for later, okay, why did I just mention this? Because, okay, let's say I'm not sure whether I'm gonna handle your IDP, okay, for road work. Maybe Dr. Idham or Dr. Azman, or maybe Dr. Siti Asma or Dr. Nordiana. Okay, we handle the road work part. Okay, so what you need to do later in IDP2, there will be road work in there, there will be geotechnique in there, there will be structure a bit, and what else? Not water, drainage gonna be in there. Why? Because whenever you going to design, in fact, when you want to design your drain, you're gonna design your water rack even, okay, and sewerage. Those things has to be together, designed together with road, because all those utilities come underneath or beside our roadway. Okay, so the elevation, your surface reduce level, all those things will affect where your drain gonna be, where your how deep your sewer pipe gonna be, where you gonna locate your water rack pipe. This is infrastructure, meaning that in IDP, okay, you need to put all what you learn together. Okay, and for our part, for the roadway part, okay, you need to design them, because what you have, the drawing that you have is not the actual design drawing. Okay, so you need to design a proper curve, you need to design a proper road elevation. You may have vertical curve, you may have horizontal curve, you may have intersection that maybe need to be designed using a traffic signal if the warrants are met, or you might, for some of the new housing estate, they start use the mini roundabout instead of the 4-leg intersection, 4-leg normal stop look go intersection. They use the mini roundabout. Okay, I saw a lot of new housing start using the mini roundabout. Okay, rather than using the normal stop look go intersection. Okay, so you need to do all those design, and you need to check, okay, how many trips produced from your location going to whatever existing main road that you have. Okay, in your case, if it's Nulu Tiram, okay, you have to look at either you want to tap to federal road or state road, and then you have to check the existing level of service for that particular road. Remember that sector 1, okay? And then you have to check the minimum required level of service for that category of road. And then when you add up your vehicle, what gonna happen to the level of service? Let's say if the level of service drop, okay, below the required level of service, then you need to upgrade that road, and that road need to be upgraded. The cost will be by the bear by the developer. Okay, so then maybe after that you're gonna look into TIA. All those things will come into play. So that is roughly okay where we're gonna use what we learn in this semester in your IDP2 later. Okay. Why must we follow the standard code of practice in the design? Why must we have ATJ, arahan teknik jalan, that you have to follow? Okay. First, we want everything to be standardized to provide uniformity in the design. Meaning that if you are in Johor, if you are in Pahang, if you are in Perlis, if you are driving on an R4 road, the quality in terms of the lane width, the maximum super elevation, the shoulder width, all these things should be standard. Okay, and then to provide consistent, safe, and reliable road facilities for traffic movement. Since we set the minimum standard, meaning that that minimum standard should already provide us a safe and reliable road facilities if you use it properly. Okay, for example, if speed limit is 90, you are doing 90, then you'll be fine. But if the speed limit is 90, you are doing 140, then you are taking the risk. Okay, you are doing it at your own risk. Okay, and then to provide a guide for less subjective decision on road design. So if you have something that you said, how should I design this? Then you can refer to ATJ. Okay, because it will guide you on what to do, what need to be there, what is the requirement, and then you just follow it. Okay, what do I expect in designing a road? First, engineer always think about function. What is the function of road? We know the function of road is to connect or to move people, to move goods from 2 points. Okay, it doesn't matter. Federal road linking from airport to another city or to harbor or whatever. Okay, but it is an inland linkage and it should serve that function. Okay, if it fails to serve that function, it cannot be called road anymore. Okay, so that's why we need to do proper maintenance, make sure that our facilities are safe to be used by the road user. Okay, second one, safety. Okay, we have to design our road with all the safety characteristics that being established in ATJ. So we have the, for example, the minimum radius for certain speed. You have to abide by that. And when we do that, people will be more confident to drive on our road. That is what we want. Okay. Remember, even though you are the designer of the road, you gonna be the road user later. So make sure it is properly designed. Comfort. Okay. The way that we design road should be comfortable for the road users at the whatever the design speed. Okay, we don't want you to ride on the road like you are riding a roller coaster. Roller coaster is for fun, and I don't think you want to have that when you are driving a car. Okay, and I believe if you were put in roller coaster for 2 hours, after you step down from roller coaster, you said you will never ride a roller coaster anymore. It will be fun for what? About 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I believe roller coaster is just, that's the I believe the time that take you to go all the through roller coaster. You have to wait for maybe 1 hour to get on the roller coaster, But when you get on the roller coaster, it's just what? 2 minutes or 3 minutes. That's it. Stop. Okay. And then you say, oh, I want to ride again. Okay. Let's put you for half an hour in there. I believe you're gonna longer be excited as the first one, the first time you ride your roller coaster, because it is not comfortable. It is all the jerking here and jerking there, and it was designed for that. Okay. Next, economy. Okay, of course, we have this constraint. Okay, the economic constraint. Okay? So we try to design the most economic roadway in terms of the construction cost and in terms of the vehicle operating cost that will be bared by the road user. Okay, that's why we need to do proper maintenance, make sure the surface are good. Okay, but unfortunately, some of our, not some lah, I believe most of our right now are in a very, very bad condition. Okay, because what? Because we have the problem with our economy here. Okay, and then aesthetic. The road should be pleasant. When you view it, it will be a pleasant view for you. Okay, so if you can blend, okay, if you are good in blending the road with the environment, then it will be much, much better. Okay, so whenever we design a road, even though aesthetic is not so-called the function, okay, so if not, it's not, doesn't look good, what? Okay, yes, nothing if it doesn't look good, but it is going to be much better if it is pleasant view. Okay, when you can see it, you drive through it, you enjoy the scenery. Okay, I try to do that. Why? Because most of our road, okay, cross through forest or uninhabited land. Okay. If you do it, if you design it correctly, nicely, it will be a very nice so-called your travel gonna be very enjoyable. Okay. So keep that in mind when you do the design. Okay, these are the appearance of our road, Okay, so you have here the curve there, and then the exit, and then this is our highway. Okay, and then the straight highway going through town here, going through just rural area here. Okay, and then our expressway always pass through rural area. Okay, and then some go through suburban. Okay, this goes through urban area. Okay, that's our road, but you can make it something that outstanding. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, I believe the gradient is not that bad, so you can just connect them directly. But why did they want you to turn around in a circle and then go pass by? Okay, maybe due to some construction problem, but maybe just this is to add something interesting on the road, okay, before you go into this dark hole tunnel there. Okay, and even the tunnel, you can make the tunnel in such a way that it will be a pleasant tunnel. Okay? For example, if you pass through last time tunnel Genting Sempah quite hot, but now they already put the fan, big fan there, and then it's already cooled down the temperature in there. Remember, you are driving your vehicle, and your vehicle emit not just carbon monoxide and everything, it's also emit heat. And if it is confined in that tunnel, it's gonna be hot. Okay, so this is a very nice design for me. Okay, this one. Okay, just the crooked street. Okay, you can even just make a few curves rather than make all these curves. Okay, to climb this gradient. Okay, but this is a very enjoyable ride. Okay, we have the crooked street in San Francisco. Okay, I already go through that crooked street in San Francisco, and we have a very high summit curve in San Francisco, and then you have to be very good with your heel drive. Okay, in Malaysian JPJ, you have the test on Naik Bukit, okay, where you will be considered fail when your cars go backward, okay. And as you can see, okay, this is the snap of the at night, okay. It's look very nice, okay. You can make it good, okay. And even this one, see, they just design it in such a very interesting design, okay. And much more interesting when the tide rise, okay, and it just go over the road. That's quite challenging, okay. Okay, and this one, okay, for example, you can just go through direct over there, but then they make it a circle so you can enjoy more. Okay, you can look at this water flowing for a longer period of time. Okay, the ice road. Okay, so you have your road in between the ice. And then, of course, hopefully we're going to have this in Malaysia later, because I just talked to the SDE guy. He said the third project connecting Malaysia to Singapore is going through underwater tunnel. Okay, so hopefully we'll see that come into reality. Okay, and I am not sure if you get lost in this what so-called, how many levels there's? 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 levels, okay, of road. Okay, you might get lost in this interchange. Okay, this is at Hachio. How do you pronounce that? Hisashimichi interchange at Hachio, Japan, or whatever. Okay, so we can have this. See, they have 2 tunnels there. Okay, and this tunnel were connected by all these curves. Then you come out from how do Japan drive? Okay, it's like this. Okay, so you can come out here and go around, go down, and maybe somehow you can climb back to this tunnel, going that way. Okay, that is engineer. See, that is what we can do. We might in the first place consider this as impossible. Okay, but if you put your head together, okay, think about it, go with the ideas, and then you design it, you might make that happen. Okay, I love to have, if we Malaysian engineer can design something like this in Malaysia. Okay, road classification and design standard. Okay, road classification or hierarchy. It is important for us to define the hierarchy. Why? Because this hierarchy or the design standard will have the specific standard or specification for certain type of road. Okay, we know that our road, we can have the national network, the state network, the town or whatever. It goes from our federal road, expressway, going down to state road, and then going down to local authority road, and down to jalan kampung and pejabat daerah. Okay, those are the function of the road, connecting either from the city center or connecting just the intercity between that state or even the small village. Okay. So we design our road according to their function. So we put the hierarchy based on their function, and in whatever transportation, okay, the basic 2 function of transportation is mobility and accessibility. Your ability to move and your ability to get access to certain area. Okay, so mobility and accessibility. But mobility and accessibility is like a yin and yang. Okay, you have to compromise one to get another one. Okay, for example, if you look at this top one, okay, here, you have the arterial, you have the expressway. You have high mobility, meaning that this, your speed going to be very high. Okay, but it is lack of accessibility. So all our expressway, for example, all our expressway are grade separated interchange. Not intersection, interchange. It does not intersect, it just interchange. Grade separated. We did not have add grade intersection for our expressway, for example. Okay, and then as we go down here to the lower hierarchy road, and then, okay, for example, this is state road somewhere here, okay, this collector there, and then when you go to local road, Jalan Kampung and so on, you have a very high accessibility. You can access anywhere. You can go down to any house. But what do you compromise? You compromise your speed. The speed may be just 30 km per hour for that particular road, 35 km per hour. But the accessibility is high. So when your speed is low, then your mobility is low. Okay. Okay, road category. Okay, there are two groups. Okay, we have urban and rural. So the question is, on what basis do we categorize road is a rural or urban? How can we say this is a rural road? Why do you call this an urban road? What make you call it urban road? So how do you define a rural and urban? Okay, that's for you to find out. Okay, so we have urban and rural, and for rural we have 5 category of road, and for urban we have 4. We start with the highest, which is expressway. Okay, of course in Malaysia, the expressway we need to pay tolls. Okay, except I believe the East Malaysia for Sabah and Sarawak, they have the better hand. Why? Because the expressway is free, I believe, going to be free. I'm not sure. Pen Borneo, East Pen Borneo going to be free, and I believe still going to be free. Okay, we have the expressway, we have the arterial, we have the collector, and we have the local street. So if you start from your house, that is local street in front of your house, and then you're going to jalan besar, jalan. For example, this is Jalan Kebangsaan 20. Okay, that is your local street. And then you go to Jalan Kebangsaan. And then you go to Jalan Pontian. Okay, and then you go to North-South Expressway. Okay, E2. E2 that go through the city center, that is the urban expressway. Okay, and for rural, okay, you come out from your house, okay, and then you go to a bigger house connecting to another pekan kecil, okay, and then you go to bandar-bandar, okay, you go to another city, and then you jump into expressway. Okay, that's the hierarchy going from small going up, and it is like the tree. We have the small branches going to the trunk. Okay, so the trunk is the expressway there. Okay, so this is the explanation of the expressway collector and whatever. Okay, and then okay, another task for you. Allah Akbar. Okay, read page 3 to 7 in ATJ. So please share if you find the ATJ. Okay, share them in e-learning. I'm not sure whether somebody has shared in our forum. Okay, now as for the characteristic of this road, okay, expressway designed for long trip. Design volume is high and the speed gonna be high. As we go down, Okay, the minor road going to be for short trip, and the volume going to be low and the speed going to be low. Okay, that's how it goes down. So does in urban area. The same thing goes. Expressway designed for long and medium trip. Okay, and it goes down to local street just for local area to go from house to shop or whatever. Okay, the explanation of the road categories, I believe I give you a short explanation, and you can find a lengthy and much more explanation in page 3 to 7 in ATJ. Okay. And as for design, we use number. Okay. From number 6 going to down to number 1. So 6 is the highest design. Okay, going down to the lowest of 1. And then we have R for rural area and U for urban area. For example, okay, if let's say you are driving in rural expressway, the speed limit is normally 90 km per hour. Okay? That's why you pass, for example, when you drive through Seremban, it is 90 km per hour. Okay, and then until you get out from Sungai Buloh, then you start getting back 110. Okay, from Johor we go 110, and then I believe start somewhere before Kajang, or somewhere at Kajang start 90. Okay, why? Because that's already urban. We are going from rural. Okay, and then it goes down until you have the R1, U1, which the speed is less than 40 km per hour. Okay. So in your IDP letter, you need to identify first, is your road rural or urban, and what is the number of your road, R1, R2, R4, or U2, U3, or maybe you have a combination of, let's say your area, development area is designed as U, and then when you go out from your development area, you are tapping into the rural design road. Okay, and then that rural design road, part of it gonna be urban later when it reach the city center. Okay, so the one stretch of road can be either rural or urban, depend on the area that that road cross. Okay, 8 to 10. Okay, read further on the explanation of the design standard. In terms of access control, okay, expressway is a fully access control, meaning that you cannot tap expressway. You have to have permission, okay, to make any exit or any entrance to expressway. And it goes down partial, and then when you have the local street, there's no control on the access. You can make whatever access that you want. Okay, there's no control. For this partial, okay, maybe they said that the intersection should be spaced at least 400 meters. Okay, so meaning that if in your design you're gonna tap the road, you have to check the adjacent intersection, how far from the intersection that you are trying to construct. If let's say the distance required is at least 400 meters, and then when you check it is only 300 meters, meaning that you cannot construct the intersection at that point. Okay, why? Because the requirement say it is at least 400. So meaning that you, even though you submit your drawing will not be approved. Okay, that's talking about IDP2 later. Okay, and the design for the traffic volume, of course, high volume and then going down to lower volume. Okay, this is how you select the design standard. As I said, in IDP later, you're gonna do the same thing here with your IDP. Okay. You identify your project. That's why I ask you where your project is located. Okay. And then check where does that road pass through. Does that road pass through rural or urban area? Okay. If it's urban, then it's going to be U. Okay. And then is that U3, U4, U5, U6 or whatever? Okay. So check your ADT, and this ADT will give you whether that is the number that you are looking for. Okay. And then when you get that, you go with the route location. Okay. But in your IDP, your route has been predetermined for you. You just use whatever alignment that they give. Okay. And then when you determine the route location later, you're gonna ask the surveyor to go and survey and pack all this thing, and you're gonna design your road based on that alignment. Okay. So we are looking at that, the design part. Okay. So this is the step to get to our design part. Design control and criteria. Okay. What are the criteria that will control, will govern our geometric design? Okay. First of all, topography. That is why in your IDP, you were given a topo map, okay, that has the contour line and the contour value. And then I believe in IDP 1, what you did is you do the earthwork. Okay. You cut your area into certain platform level. Okay. And you're going to use the same platform level in your IDP 2. Okay. Where in your IDP 2, all the design will be based on your earthwork. Okay. That's why actually earthwork is very important. Okay. You need to cut that area, fill that area or whatever you need to do there with the road design, the drainage design, the sewerage design, the water rack design in mind. Okay. It's easy for us to just cut it flat. But when you cut it flat, just imagine how you're going to design your drain, because your drain need to be at certain slope. Okay. How you going to design your sewerage pipe, okay, if it is flat. Okay. How deep you going to bury your sewerage pipe. So I hope you have that in mind when you do your earthwork in IDP 1, and you do the sedimentation pond, all those things. Okay. Okay. So the topography will affect our design, and it will affect the earthwork, the cost of earthwork. That is why we cut or fill certain area, but in certain case, we dig a tunnel through. Okay. For example, if you are going through hilly area, you need to steepen the slope. You need to steepen the slope considering what type of vehicle are going to use that road. Okay. You have to check the performance of vehicle using that road. Okay, I believe that is question number 1 in last time, test 1. Okay, so the length, the width, the height, the power ratio, the braking system, okay, all those things should be put into consideration. Okay, that topography play some that topography will affect. Okay, so you, for example, let's look at our Ipoh Cangkat Jering lah. Ipoh Cangkat Jering, we have the area where they cut, we have the area where they fill, and we have the Terowong Menora, where they did not cut, they did not fill, but they dig through. Okay, that's topography. And then land use. Where are we going? Are you going through rural area? Are you going through urban area? Because if urban area, you're gonna involve a lot other parties. Okay, because normally that place has been residential, or you have shop lot, you have all the development in there. Okay, but if you are just going through rural area, okay, it does not affect that much, except let's say if you're going through hutan simpan or wetland, where you have to consider for the EIA, environmental impact assessment. Okay, and the traffic that we use that route, okay, I already explained that. Okay, in this topography last time, just now. Okay, so meaning that what kind of vehicle that gonna use your route. Okay, the design vehicle characteristic again. Okay, traffic is not just that type of vehicle, it is also the volume. Okay, how many vehicle gonna use that route? Okay, so you're gonna design it either 2-lane, 3-lane, depends. For example, in your IDP, I believe your main road going to your resident area is already a divided 4-lane divided. Okay, you got the K22. Okay, the divided 2-lane each direction. Okay, the design vehicle characteristic. Okay, that will affect your geometric design in terms of turning radius, in terms of minimum radius, in terms of the width of your lane. And let's say if you're going through rural urban area, the intersection, how big the radius of the intersection, will you allow truck to make a U-turn or whatever? Okay, and then the design speed, of course, we have the specified the design speed. For example, the expressway should not be less than 90 km per hour. Okay, the top speed going to be 110 km per hour. So if let's say your expressway pass through rural area, the speed going to be 110. But if your expressway pass through urban area, the speed going to be 90. Okay, and then as it goes down until the road in front of your house, Jalan Perumahan, what is the speed over there? Okay, it's going to be low speed, normally 35, okay. Normally below 40. Okay, and then the capacity to be provided. Okay, what's the capacity of your design highway? Okay, for example, if we look, okay, if you are a frequent traveler during the holiday season, okay, I believe in Johor, the expressway in Johor, it is already in critical condition, meaning that 2-lane each way is no longer able to support the demand. That's why we have a very long congestion. Okay, that's I already explained that topography and land use. Okay, and the topography can be divided into 3 based on the average contour. If less than 3, it's going to be considered as level. 3 to 25, it is considered as rolling, and if more than 25, it is mountainous. Okay, so check your, for example, your IDP. What is the average slope of your area, and then you know what is the terrain type of your area. And this different terrain type will give you different speed. Okay, the requirement for speed. And then traffic. Okay, the ADT, the design hourly volume. Okay, you're going to use this in your IDP later. Okay, design hourly volume ratio. Okay, and then the peak period or whatever, if it is, let's say, critical for the peak period. That's directional distribution. Okay, we might not have 50-50 split. that road may be split 60-40, for example. Okay, 60 going northbound and 40 going southbound. The traffic composition, okay, percentage of motorcycle, percentage of motor car, percentage of heavy lorries, okay, and you need to do the traffic projection for 20 years, okay. And previously, I believe if you you already taken highway engineering in the design of our pavement. If you are using the old design, which is 885, okay, the design period is 10 years. But when you use 885 revision 2013, the projected or the design life and is 20 years. And bear in mind, 20 years is something that is very difficult to project, to expect. What do you expect gonna be in 20 years? So it is just our projection. Our projection based on the current and the past trend. So we expect the trend going to be like that. Okay. But sometimes we do miss project. Okay. That's why we need to do the TIA. Okay. Traffic impact assessment. Okay. And that traffic impact assessment guy should be well versed about his projection, how to project. Okay. And then the design vehicle, as I said, okay, we have the passenger car, we have the single unit, and we have the wheelbase 15. All those have different turning radius, different weight, different width, different height, different power ratio, different braking system, and it will affect your gradient, it will affect your pavement width, it will affect your radius. Speed. Okay. Normally, when we're talking about design the road, speed is speed is not just something. Speed is the element that we need to put heavily for consideration. Okay. Because we, as I said, we already said that for urban road, rural road, expressway, we put the speed limit of 110. Okay. So that 110 is our speed limit, but our design speed, okay, is 120. So 120 the design speed. Okay, if let's say you are driving on the expressway, bear in mind the speed that we design for it is 120 km per hour. So if you exceed the speed, you are taking the risk. Okay, it is, we are not saying that it is not safe, but you are taking the risk. Why? Because we design the road for the stopping sight distance, for whatever skid resistance, all based on 120. So if you are doing, let's say 180, meaning that you are going to take a longer distance to stop. You need a longer sight line, okay, to pass any vehicle on the road. So be careful. Okay, do not overspeed. It is, well, if you are doing 120, I believe still okay. Maybe 130 still okay. But if you are doing 180, 200, be careful. Okay, because we did not design for the road for that speed. And then the capacity, as I mentioned before, the capacity of our expressway, for example, in Johor, it cannot handle the volume, the demand anymore. Okay, for service volume, for each type of road, and the design level of service for each type of road, you can refer to Malaysian Highway Capacity Manual, MHCM. Okay. Some even they put the extract in ATJ, but the actual, the explanation, everything is in Malaysian Highway Capacity Manual. Okay, Another reading, a lot of reading you need to do. Okay. How much? Oh, that 15 pages. For further detail of this, all these things, the topography, all the up to capacity, just refer page 15 to 29. Okay, in Arahan Teknik Jalan for the explanation. Okay, what is turning radius? We are talking about turning radius, turning radius, turning radius. What is turning radius? How do we determine, how do we check for turning radius? Okay, for example, this is a trailer. Okay, this is maybe WB 15. Okay, let's check. Base to base, that is 15.2. Yes, that is WB 15. Okay, that's how we determine the WB, wheelbase, the distance, the longest distance of the base, the wheel, between the wheel. That is 15 meters. So this is WB 15. Okay. Okay, let's look at how WB 15 do or make the turn. Okay, this is the front, the cockpit. Okay, the cockpit or the front goes outside. Okay, but what happened to the tail? The tail goes inside. Okay, so this is the extra width that you need to have. Okay, and then that is the radius, that the path that being taken by our wheel. So, for example, if you cannot have, what's that? Roughly 14. 14, this is 14, 13.99. Okay. If you did not have a radius of almost 15 meter, okay, do not allow the truck to make a U-turn because it need that much of turning radius. Okay, that's the design vehicle, and all these tables are in Arahan Teknik Jalan. Okay, so for passenger car, for single unit, and for WB 15. Okay, he given the overhang, okay, the length, the width, the height, okay, and even the turning radius there. And then the design speed for different types of topography. Okay, and I give you in this table that is for rural. So for urban, it's going to be different requirement. The design level of service for, again, rural. Okay, the minimum for expressway is C, and then we can still tolerate the minor road to down to E. Okay, any question? Any question at all on this part before we go into element, and then the element will involve calculation? Any question? Okay, assuming no question, so I just proceed. Okay, the element of design. What do we consider in designing? What are the elements that we need to do the calculation on it? Okay, first, sight distance. How far ahead of the road that we can see? Okay, that simple sight distance is how far? Okay, along our road that we can see. That is sight distance. Horizontal alignment. Horizontal alignment. Okay, when you try to connect two roads, okay, one road going straight this way, one road going straight this way. Okay, then you connect them, then you connect with horizontal curve. Okay, so your road is here, and this is no longer your road. Okay, so your road just go through that curve. Okay, and horizontal alignment can only be observed from the sky, bird's eye view, from the plan view. Okay, hopefully you still remember what is plan view. That's from your technical drawing. Okay, so side distance, horizontal element. What about vertical element? Vertical element, let's say you have the surface like that. Okay, so you're gonna have one. Allah, let me draw. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna have one road going like that, one road going like this, intersect, and then you go down here, another intersects there. Okay, another one intersect there. Okay, now you are going to make your road Allah Akbar Kabiro. Going like that. Okay, and then maybe like that. Okay, and then going like that. That is your road. So when you connect the road which intersect at certain level, okay, for horizontal, you connect the road at certain position or certain coordinate. Okay, this you are connecting at certain level, then you're gonna have your road like this. Okay, and this is no longer your Allah Akbar Kabiro. This is no this is no longer your road. Okay. That is vertical alignment. And vertical alignment can only be seen from the side view. Okay. Horizontal, you need to look from the top, and vertical, you need to look from the side. Okay, that's vertical alignment. And then the cross-section element. Okay, make sure I don't want this answer from you. When I said, how many right of way do we have? Okay, and I said, right of way. Don't ask me what is right of way. Okay, because when you draw the cross-section element, you have to know your right of way. Okay, you have, for example, the drain, the shoulder, and then your road surface, and then the shoulder, okay, and then the drain, or in between the shoulder, you're going to have footpath there. Okay, this is the center line, okay, of your pavement. Okay, that is your drain. Okay, that is cross section. So if the right of way is this whole width, okay, that is right of way, including whatever. If you are talking about expressway, it is from Pagar Hijau here and another green gate there, a green fence. Okay, that is the right of way of the expressway. But the right of way of the normal road, there is no obvious point where it ends. Okay, we know for expressway it ends at the fence. Okay, any question? Okay, assuming no question, let's go with the side distance. What is side distance? Side distance is the length of road visible to drivers. Okay, For example, if you are here, you are driving on this lane. You are on this lane. Okay. How far ahead that you can see over there? Okay. If the car somewhere there, you may be able to see it. So this is your sight distance. How far in front of you, okay, that you can see. Okay, that's the sight distance. We should have ample sight distance to avoid obstacle. Okay, let's say there's a dog, the dead dog there being run by a trailer. Okay, that's an obstacle on the road. Okay, so we should have enough sight distance to avoid that obstacle. That is why some of you just run through the carcass of whatever animal being hit on the road. Why? Because you don't have enough distance to avoid, to detour from that carcass, and you just hit them. Okay. To avoid the obstacle, and the most important is to overtake. Okay, if you want to overtake, let's say this is your car, this is another car. Okay, you want to overtake that car. Okay, you need to have a good sight distance. Why? Because you need to know, is there any traffic coming from the front. Okay, that is for obstacle and overtaking. And then we have 3 types of sight distance. This is the most common use in roadway. Okay, after this, don't worry, I'll give another question for you to ponder about. So other call or other term of sight distance. Okay, we have here stopping sight distance, decision sight distance, and passing sight distance. Okay, passing sight distance is for that overtaking. Okay, stopping sight distance and decision sight distance, that is Allahu Akbar Kabiro. Okay, normally to avoid the obstacle. Okay, let's look at factors influencing your stopping sight distance, or simply said SSD, stopping sight distance. First, hopefully still remember the PIEV. Okay, the driver's perception and reaction. Okay, before he or she step on the brake. Okay, that's his PIEV. Okay, so I believe you have gone through P, and then I believe that is also the answer to question 1 lah. The road user, factor of a road user. Perception, you are looking, you see that obstacle. Okay, that's perception. And then intellection, you identify, oh, there's a cat. Okay, and then what to do? Emotion. If there's a cat on the road, what should I do? And then volition is doing it. Okay. So, as usual, okay, it will be affected by drugs, sleepiness, or whatever, the PIEV, okay, and it will also actually affected by the experience. Okay. That is why the experienced driver, they rarely get into accident. Okay, so the reaction time is the time for you to move your foot from your gas pedal to your brake pedal. Okay, so perception reaction time depends on people, depends on lighting, is it night or day, depends on your headlight, depends on your sobriety, Okay. Depend on the situation. Is it complex? Okay. Acceleration time normally 1.5 to 3, even 3. Okay. And normally we consider for you to take your foot from your pedal, your gas pedal to your brake pedal. Okay. 2.5 seconds. Normally range from some even just 1 second. Okay. But some do drag until 10 seconds. Okay, that is the first one, PIEV. The second one is your vehicle, your vehicle ability to decelerate and to accelerate. So let's say if you want to buy a car, if you are the kind of guy that like to drive a fast car, okay, normally you will ask, how long does it take to go from 0 to 100? Okay, that's the question they ask for supercar. Okay, what is the time to accelerate from 0 to 100? So some say, okay, 4 seconds. Yes, that's good. 4 seconds. And then another car says, just 3 seconds. Then you will make your choice on that kind of car if you had money. I don't know. So we're just talking about the guy with money in there. Okay. When we are talking about deceleration and acceleration, it is important. Why? Because if for example, your deceleration rate is good, then you might be able to avoid the obstacle. And even if your acceleration rate is good, you might be able to avoid the obstacle. Okay. So your speed actually determine how far you will go before you hit or you avoid that obstacle. Okay. Meaning that if you are driving at a higher speed, then you will take more distance to stop. Hence, more time to stop. Why? Because you need to reduce your speed from, let's say, you are doing 110 to 0. How far will that take from 120 to 0? You want to stop your car. Okay. So as the speed increase, you need more or you need longer sight distance, longer decision sight distance, okay, longer passing sight distance because you are driving at higher speed. So in 1 second, if you are driving, for example, in 1 second at 160 compared to 1 second at 90 km per hour, the distance traversed is not the same. Okay, so maybe you're saying that, okay, my PIEV is 2.5 second, but your PIEV in 2.5 second, you are driving at 90 km per hour. The other person, PIEV also 2.5 second, but driving at speed of 150 km per hour. So within that 2.5 second, you have traversed different distance. And of course, he's going to be more. Why? Because he's doing higher speed. Okay, that is deceleration and acceleration of your vehicle. And the friction between tire and the road surface. Okay, this is another important thing, okay, about tire. So if you are, let's say, you drive a car or drive a motorcycle, make sure your tire tread is enough. How to check the tire tread? Is it still good or do you have to change tire? How do you check that? The wear and tear of your tire, the tread. Macam mana kita nak tahu? Ada bunga lagi tak tayar kita?
We just see the pattern on the tires.
Meaning?
Like if the tires, the pattern is still clear, it means that it's still usable.
Okay. Okay, that's Calvin. Calvin said you look at the pattern. If you can the pattern is still obvious, so meaning that still okay. Okay, another any more answer? Okay, in our class we are not just learning the theory. Yeah? We also need to put the practical in mind. Okay, for example, if you are driving a car, okay, you should know when to change your tire. Okay, janganlah tunggu sampai keluar benang, nampak besi baru nak tukar. Janganlah tunggu tayar tu menggelembung baru nak tukar. Okay, so if let's say if you buy a tire, okay, there's a tire, okay, and at the side wall of the tire, okay, let's say this is your tire, okay, at the side wall of the tire there is an arrow, that triangle arrow. That triangle arrow is the location where you can use to check your tread depth. Yeah, this is the current way, because the oldest way that I use when I want to get my license back in California. Okay, we use coins. Okay, put the coin in that thread, okay, and check the coin has a hash in it. If you can see the hash, meaning that your thread is gone, so you need to change your tire. Okay, that's using the coin. Okay, you can check using in the internet how to use coin to check your thread. Okay, nowadays tires have this arrow. Okay, so if you look at, okay, this is the plan view of your tire. Okay, let's say this is your thread. Okay, and then let's say the arrow is there. Okay, along this arrow there will be a line. There will be, okay, this one is deep, has thread, okay, maybe thread, but along this one it is not threaded. Okay, so if let's say you can already see this thing, and your tire is at the level of that. Okay, if you look at side, okay, your tire should be this the side wall, and then this, let's say the thread of your tire. Okay, this the arrow, so your thread will worn down to this arrow. Okay, and if it's already reached that point where the line at that arrow already exposed, already worn, meaning that the thread is gone. You can still use the tire, but the tire will not guarantee you to stop in time, because you already lost most of the thread. Yeah, that is the thread of your tire. And even it will depend on the shape of the thread. That is why there are tire hujan dipanggil. Okay, where you can break the water. Okay, and if you, let's say, use a more expensive tire, there will be a rotation. Okay, which way that tire should be rotated. Okay, you cannot change the direction. Okay, if your car is going this way, so your tire should rotate this way. Okay, do not put the arrow backward. Okay, because it will perform differently. And some tire have inside and outside, meaning that you cannot put the tire wrongly. Okay, the inside should be inside and the outside should be outside. That is on our tire. Okay? That is just the tire where we have control. What about road surface? Road surface, I believe in highway. Okay, you do the police stone value. The minimum polystone value should not be less than 40, for example. Okay, meaning that your material, the aggregate that you use, should not be easily polished. Okay, and in chapter 5, when you're talking about maintenance, okay, you were introduced to using pendulum, okay, on the road surface to check whether you have ample skid resistance or not. If, let's say, the skid resistance is less than whatever required, you need to, let's say, put surface dressing on it. Okay, you construct surface dressing, or you may need to overlay it with the much more skid resistant surface. So this road surface and the tire will, okay, when you brake your vehicle, the resistance to stop your vehicle, that is what we want. Okay. What other thing do you have? You have the ABS. What is ABS? And why ABS important? When you buy a car, some car has ABS. Some car doesn't have ABS. Some motorcycle have ABS, some motorcycle doesn't have ABS. What is ABS?
Anti-brake system.
A stands for anti-lock.
Anti-lock brake system.
Anti-lock braking system. Meaning that your tire will not be locked when you brake. Okay. When you brake, okay, this is your tire. When you brake, your tire will stop. And what happened? Your tire will slide. Just slide until it comes to stop. If that is your tire is locked. Okay. And during this, let's say your car is here. Okay. The obstacle is there. When you brake, you just slide through to go to that obstacle. Okay. That is when your tire is locked. Okay. I have experienced this when I drive my Proton Saga FLX. Proton Saga FLX doesn't have ABS. Okay. So at that time I was driving from my hometown, going to just before the Ipoh Cakak Jerit. Okay, it's close to the area where they produce the cement. I believe cement factory at the side of the road. Okay, and then it's raining. Okay, and then the car start braking. So I brake and my car just slide straight to the car in front of me. Okay, at that moment, the speed is quite high. Okay, I'm doing, I believe in that area around 70 or 80 the speed, I believe. Okay, I'm doing something like that. Okay, and what happened? My car just slide. Okay, if it slide straight, it's okay. Sometimes it slide sideways. Why it slide sideways? Because the road surface maybe have gradient, or maybe your tire is not does not have the same or the equal tread. Okay, and maybe during your braking, before your car get locked, your tire is not straight. Okay? So if that's the case, you're gonna hit. If you can't stop in time, you're gonna hit the car in front of you. Okay. At that moment, what goes through my mind? I said, if let's say my car keep on going, what I'll do, I'll release the brake and I'll turn my car to the guardrail. Okay. I rather hit the guardrail than hitting the car in front of me. Because when I hit this car, maybe this car will hit another car and then my insurance going to be high. Okay, because I'm the one who hit the car, so I have to pay for all the cars that involved during the accident. Okay, so at the moment, what going through my mind, I'm gonna release the brake, okay, and then I'm gonna steer my car and hit the guardrail. But alhamdulillah, okay, my car stopped in time, and not in time actually. Okay, as my car approached that car start moving. Okay, so I did not hit the front of the car, the rear of the car. Okay, so if ABS, what you have in ABS, when you brake, okay, this is your car tire. when you brake, when your tires start lock, okay, when your tires start lock, the brake will release, so the tire will move. And then when it's try to lock, the tire will, the brake will release and it will move. So that's why they said anti-lock. Okay, your tire will not be locked. So if your tire is not locked, what you can do, you can steer your car because your tire is not locked. When your tire is locked, you cannot steer. Okay, your tire will not follow where you steer your car. Okay, if it is anti-lock, okay, anti-lock may some people who did not drive anti-lock before, he or she may say the lock is not the brake is not working properly, because when you brake, the car jerk. Okay, the car did not stop smoothly, it jerk, keep on brake jerk, brake jerk, brake jerk. Okay, that is anti-lock braking system. Okay, and it is good actually. Okay, it's good for you. And the distance to stop when you have ABS is much less. Why? Because your tire did not slide, so your tire use the full friction that it has between the tire and the surface. Okay, now we are having an automotive class. Okay, so let's go back to our traffic class. Okay, any to add? That is the automotive class for a moment. So does motorcycle. Some motorcycle has ABS. Okay, so if you are buying a motorcycle, check whether your motorcycle has ABS or not. And of course, you cannot have that for the motorcycle, let's say the 7,000, 8,000 motorcycle. Okay, and I believe less than 10,000 you will not have ABS with your motorcycle. And motorcycle is much important to have ABS. Okay, and then the gradient of the road. Okay, when I tell you about my sliding, okay, the gradient does have effect, especially when you're going downhill. Okay, and especially when the road is wet, and if there is, let's say, any oil spill on the road, and if your tire is not does not have a very good tread, okay, and there are a lot of N, okay, your brake pad and all those things. So the gradient also affect the side distance. You need a longer side distance when you go downhill because the gravity keep pull your car down. Okay, so when climbing, of course, your car can stop much quicker. Okay. Is it okay? Let's. Oh, we still have 10 minutes. Okay, inshallah we can do this. Okay, now let's look at the first one, SSD, stopping side distance. So stopping side distance is the length required for you to stop the vehicle. That's stopping side distance from whatever your speed have to your zero. Okay, your speed should be 0. So the sum or the SSD consists of two components, where the D1 is the distance you travel during the PIEV, and the D2 is when you step on your brake and your car slide or your car skid to stop. Okay, so the PIEV, your car is moving at whatever speed you are doing. That is why PIEV is very important, because it is directly related. V time T. Your whatever speed, time, whatever time took for you to react to the condition. Okay. Okay, now let's look at this. Okay, D actually the distance is, if you are talking about physics, if you can still remember physics, they call it D equal to UT. What is U? U is your speed, T is the time. That is the equation for the distance traversed during the PIEV. D equal to UT. Okay. Why do we have this 0.278? So if you have this constant in front, okay, meaning that that is a conversion factor. Conversion factor where if let's say U is kilometer per hour, T should be in hour, and D gonna be in kilometer. Where when you're talking about distance, for you to stop in kilometer, that is the laughing unit. Okay, do not use. How far do you take you to stop? Oh, 0.28 kilometer. Okay, don't give that value. If you said 280 meter, yes, but 0.28 kilometer is not so-called rational. Okay, if you are rational enough, not so-called the rational answer. So make sure whenever you give the answer, okay. For example, I ask you, how long does it take you for you to drive from UTMJB to Johor Bahru? Okay, you said 20 minutes. Okay, fine with me. But if you said 36,000 seconds, okay, what will people say? So make sure you give the right in it. So in this case, when they use that 0.278, meaning that D is in meter, okay, T is in second, V is in kilometer per hour. Why? Because normally the speed is in kilometer per hour. And normally the time you're talking about, in case of reaction, you're talking about second. And distance, normally you're talking about meter. So the 0.278 is just to convert this UT. Okay. To convert this UT so that the distance going to be in meter and the time you're going to use is in second. Okay. You can try to convert yourself in fact. Okay. Even if I did not give you the equation here, okay, you can actually I still use the D equal to UT. Okay. I just like my physics. I love physics actually. So if you're using this formula, you don't need to remember anything because that's the basic formula of distance equal to speed multiplied by time. It's your choice anyway. Okay, now D2. D2 is the distance for you to stop when you put your foot on the brake pedal. How far will it go? How far it will go will depend on your speed, your initial speed. Okay, it will depend on your final speed. So if you can stop, your final speed gonna be 0. But let's say if you hit that obstacle, your final speed is whatever speed that you hit that obstacle. Okay, let's say you are doing 110, and then you saw a trailer brake in front of you, and then of course the thing that goes through your mind, should I brake, should I avoid, should I blah 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 blah. That is the first distance, the PIEV time. Okay, if your thinking time is too long, you might not even brake, you just hit the trailer. But let's say your PIEV is short, and then you say, oh, I should brake, then you slam on the brake. You slam on the brake, and then the distance, let's say the distance is too short for your car to stop. What will happen? You will hit that trailer and your car will stop. So the V is the speed that you hit that trailer. Okay. If you are talking about good, the V is 0 lah. Okay, if you can stop in time. Okay, now, again, if there is a 254 there, meaning that that is a constant that they convert this D into meter, this V and U in kilometer per hour. Okay, and then the factor, the friction factor, Okay, the friction factor that is just F 0 point something. Okay, and gradient. The gradient is in percent. So for example, 3%, 0.03. And it is the plus there. So if let's say the gradient is uphill, so it is positive. So the gradient is downhill, it is negative. Meaning that the stopping set distance is D1 plus D2, which is the first component of PIEV, and the second component of the braking distance. Okay. That is the stopping side distance. Okay, so this is where you saw the obstacle. This is the time that took you to think what to do. Okay, and then you start braking, and then inshallah you'll stop before you hit that orang lidi apa dia? Okay, that stick man. Okay. So this is the total distance. This is D1. This is D2. And why did I put this figure down there? Because I love physics. Okay. So I want you to love physics. Physics is something that we need to use in our daily life. Okay. So this distance shown by this area. Why? Because this is the speed that you are doing. During the PIEV time, your speed does not change. Okay, so this area is the distance that you traverse during the thinking. Okay, and then you drop down your speed until you reach 0. That is the braking. So your speed start going down until reach 0. That is the area you traverse. The area is the distance that you traverse. Okay, so that is the, if you are talking about way back in your, I believe Form 4, Form 5, you learn this in during your Form 4 and Form 5. I'm not sure. During my time, I learned it in Form 4 and Form 5. Maybe in your era, you learn it in Form 3, Form 1 or Form 2. Okay, because your education is much more advanced than during my time. Okay, any question? I believe we can stop there because without further going to this question. Any question at all? Now we are talking about safety. We are talking about braking. We are talking about your tire, how to check your tire. And bear in mind, not just the tire tread, it is also the tire pressure. Why? Because the tire pressure will affect the contact area. Okay, so the overinflated tire, it will take more time to stop compared to the underinflated tire. But do not say that underinflated tire is better. Why? Because when underinflated tire, the wear and tear will be much faster. So inflate to the proper inflation. How to check the proper inflation? Okay, check at the door. Okay, it is at the driver's door. When you open the door, it is at the column there, at the column between your front seat and your rear seat. Okay, it'll give you in KPI, KPA and PSI. How to check the tire pressure for your motorcycle? It is at the chain cover, okay, of your motorcycle. Normally, it is there. Okay, any question? Okay, so if there's no question, let's end our class with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-Asr. Bismillah. Okay, thank you for your attention, and inshallah we'll meet next Tuesday, and just be ready for our test. Okay, I have to check with other section. we're gonna again do the test the same time for all the section. Okay, I'm off to Lipes actually. I have the CSR in Lipes, and I'll be back Sunday. Okay. Okay, so thank you and enjoy your day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr.
Welcome.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay, welcome.